You give us your top 10 horror list here. What are your criteria for choosing
Well,
the scariest movies?
I try to keep an open mind with movies. I'm mostly drawn toward slasher films, zombie movies, and things about the supernatural, such as witches or ghosts. I'll be honest, guys. I'm not a Child's Play fan. That's my own bias. I hate dolls. I just think they're stupid. So
Hey, that's never scared me.
because they're small, just kick them in
You
the
can
face.
just kick it. Yeah, my kids. There's a little doll over there. They call it Chucky. Like, what if Chucky comes? They just kick it. It's a doll. I don't get it.
Well, like the character like Leprechaun, I'll give a free pass because he knows magic. But Chucky doesn't know magic. He's plastic with a knife.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Leprechaun. There was a guy. I swear to God, at my local mall, growing up. I think it was Leprechaun. I think it was him. He used to walk around in the mall, dude. He looked like.
Where's me pot of gold?
Yeah. Yeah. He was.
How much do you think the effect of those, or you say it's just a doll, just kick it, depends on how old you are when you watch them?
I think age can depend on it, but also horror is like comedy in that it's highly subjective. We're all scared of different things. Like to me, a doll isn't scary; it's stupid. But to other people, it might be terrifying. Now, for me, I'm scared to death of mice and rats.
Yeah.
I can't look at them. If I see a mouse outside, I look the other way and I freeze.
My wife's
They
the same
scare me
way.
to death.
And I mean, too, if
It's just a mouse. Kick it.
See?
but it's the same thing. If you ask a Korean what's the scariest thing, it's not a monster. It's a girl. It's a young girl in a white dress with hair in front of her face.
Oh,
I would
yeah,
kick her
like
too.
the ring, yeah.
Yeah.
But she's a ghost. Your foot might go through her. You never know.
Oh, dude. What are the important elements in horror films? I mean, just to speak to, I'm not as versed as you in them, but I see lots of kind of the same elements through the movies. Whether it's like I'm washing my face in the bathroom, look up in the mirror. Oh no, there's something behind me. Or you know what I mean. Some are psychological thrillers. Some are the low art of the jump scare.
Oh yeah.
But can you speak to some other elements of
Sure. Yeah. Well,
Mice running down the gutter.
that's terrifying. Well, if you ever saw the movie Of Known Origin, that was such a big feat for me to conquer it. It's a Canadian movie with Peter Weller trying to kill a giant rat in his apartment. That is it. It is him talking to himself, trying to kill this giant rat on the
That's
wall.
not on this top 10 list, is it?
It's not. No, it's not. It's not. That's just an obscure movie I want to throw out there. Well, other things to look forward to in horror movies can be horror doesn't cost a lot to make. They are low budget.
Yeah.
So you have these filmmakers have a lot of creative control, and that's one thing that draws me to horror. I mean, sans the remakes and things that are based on novels or short stories, most of it's original content.
Yeah.
And it's also a director's medium. Guys can make an entire career just doing that one genre.
Yeah.
And doing it for like 20, 30 years and either turn out stone cold classics, maybe a few clunkers, but still they can make a whole career out of it.
You got Halloween, the original Halloween, as your first.
That is number one, everybody. The original Halloween.
The original Halloween, and you know the budget for that movie?
Yes, it's $300,000 US.
$325,000, and it's great.
It is great.
It's great. I watched it recently,
Oh,
and
okay.
I've noticed. I'm sure I've seen bits and pieces in the past, but there's such a I don't know. Watching it now, from the good thing about watching movies, I guess over time, like if I had seen it when I was younger, other movies, you're kind of the victim or the.
Oh, you'd be the teenage victim, right?
You can identify with certain roles, but as a parent now watching that, you see that they just, man, the kids are just being left alone with babysitters, and the babysitters are just going like, oh, I'm gonna go smoke weed, you stay at this house, and all the kids are being babysat like in one neighborhood.
Like,
Like,
I'm gonna hook off my boyfriend later.
yeah,
Things like that. Yeah.
That was an interesting new take on it. But why? How does that make number one? Is it just the simplicity of the?
Well, that's part of it. The simplicity, the showing that you can do so much with so little money. It's a great lesson for independent filmmakers. It's also historically significant. It's not the first slasher movie, but it's the one that got the ball rolling with that whole 80s slasher,
Okay.
because it was just such a cash cow. And even the guy who made the first Friday the 13th movie, in the documentary Crystal Lake Memories,
Yeah.
he actually openly admitted, oh yeah, we just ripped off Halloween. You know, we wanted to make a quick buck.
How do you define slasher movie? Because I wouldn't consider, well, again, my viewing's a lot smaller than yours, but I wouldn't consider Halloween really a slasher. Have you ever seen the Midnight Meat Train?
I'm a fan of a film writer called.
Is that a porno?
Have you seen it?
I've heard of it. One of my favorite online movie writer talks about it all the time. But I got to actually sit down and
You
watch
gotta watch it. Yeah. And it's just that was the first like mid movie. I had never consciously thought like, this is the slasher movie. This is not. But in the middle of that movie, it's like, oh, this is a slasher movie. He's hacking people up all the time. I've never seen that, but I didn't feel that with Halloween. Halloween is considered slasher.
It is considered a slasher movie because the killer is this unstoppable force. We don't really know too much why he's doing it, and that's what I like about it. That opening scene is brilliantly done. It just gives bits of information. He's a messed up kid. He killed his sister. We put him in a mental institution.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah.